Tell me what is Story in the Public Square?
Well, Story in the Public Square is an effort that Wayne and I have been collaborating on now for 3-4 years.
Almost 4 years.
That it's an effort to study, celebrate, and tell stories that matter. So we have had a research program at Salve Regina University at the Pell Center. We give an annual Pell Center Prize for Story in the Public Square to storytellers who have had a big impact on public affairs. So the first year the winner was Dana Priest, 2-time Pulitzer Prize winner from the Washington Post.
Yeah, I've met her.
Emmy-winning screenwriter Danny Strong. And last year we honored Lisa Genova, 4 New York Times bestsellers to her credit, including Still Anthony and, Still Alice and Love Anthony.
Right.
Where do you draw the line between journalism, what Wayne and I and Linda do and have done all of our adult lives, and stories? We tell stories, but they're supposed to be fact. Are these fictional stories?
They can be. Yeah.
Or these are stories related to fact?
It could be any of the
If
above.
they're fact, they're testimony, right?
Well, yeah, anything that sort of uses narrative which is character and emotion and the development of something happening is a story. And so journalism is certainly part of storytelling, but so is fiction and literature and film, even poetry or photography.
And even music, too, of course, would be included in our definition of story and
This
Story
is
in the
how
Public
the
Square.
story affects society?
Yes.
Society and also the individual, but you know, a very moving public kind of story that we celebrate and like to tell causes people to think on perhaps a deeper level than just seeing, you know, the latest headlines. It may motivate them to change their philosophy. It may motivate them to try to push for social change or public policy change. It connects on an emotional level. And the word emotion here, I think, is really good. And so it somehow activates or inspires or causes a reaction in people that's different than, you know, sort of your ordinary headlines, and not that there's anything wrong with those being in the business.
But it certainly can encompass journalism.
Yes.
The very first Pell Center Prize winner for Story in the Public Square was Dana Priest, as I mentioned. And in particular, we were mindful of some of the reporting that she had done several years ago now at this point, that changed the way America treats its veterans, particularly at Walter Reed Hospital.
That was extraordinarily
It was.
important.